desert wind whipped around him. He pulled his hat lower on his head and willed the sun to stop beating down on the back of his neck. It was 101 degrees, but he felt a chill run down his spine. He knew today would be the day. He could feel it. Today he would uncover the greatest discovery of his life. He didn't know exactly when or precisely where, but he knew today would be the day. He stopped for a moment for a drink of water. He was sure that he was just a few feet, maybe inches away from the greatest archaeological find in history. He was certain that beneath this sand he would find the stone tablets of the Ten Commandments. He'd heard of the Ten Commandments since he was a child. He thought keeping the commands was the secret to a happy life. As he pushed his shovel into the sand to rest, he struck something. His breath grew shallow, and his hands began to tremble. Slowly he pulled the shovel away and began to carefully remove the sand that stood between him and his find. Sweat dripped from his face as he dug deeper, and then he felt his hand press against something. He didn't dare move his hand away, so he used his other hand to dig it free. Finally, he held up the object. For the first time in hundreds, maybe thousands of years, sunlight rested on this piece of ancient clay jar. As he brushed away the remaining sand, he could see the hieroglyphics. They were etched deeply and with great detail. He could never remember seeing a specimen this good. Would these symbols spell out the secret to the stone tablets? He fumbled in his backpack for his interpretation guide and quickly began looking up each hieroglyphic symbol. He wrote the English word for each symbol, not taking the time to let the words form together in his mind. And then he was finished. With breathless excitement, he began to read what he had written. This was it. He had finally found it. Many have searched for the Ten Commandments, and many have tried to live by them, but few have discovered the true secret of the stone tablets. Just knowing God's commands is not enough. You must know God's Son. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Only through him can you live in obedience to God's commands. Search no more, my friend. You have found the secret of the stone tablets.
Speak the name of the Lord.